So this is the second part of our assignment building E2A Google ADK agent applications using code labs. So the second application, so the second project, the part of the project had a Medium link and the GitHub link. So the GitHub link actually has the code that we have to run, and then you can see all of the different files and what is the repository structure and what we are doing in this particular project, like all of the key benefits, development efficiency gains, and also the usage example. And this is a project structure. The base, like the main application, is in this app folder, and then this is for the deployment, and then they have like unit tests. They probably did generate the unit test using their own application. So this is deployment, which we'll go through later. So this is the build your own. So this is the Medium article that I followed. So this is like the same person who like created the GitHub repo did work on the Medium article. So this is all about the Medium article where like it allows, basically this project allows us to integrate Gemini CLI powerful capabilities directly into our automated workflow. So here basically I think they deployed it on Docker and they were using it like that. But here we just did it with our Cloud Shell editor and are doing using the agent development kit. So the challenge was to building a code aware agent. And then like if you want to so imagine you want to build an AI agent to help your software development lifecycle, maybe for generating test plans or for like refactoring code. The default approach might be to build an agent from scratch using ADK or LangChain, but that in like it'll take a lot of time, and then you have to go through a lot of uh, like tutorials and everything to understand what is happening. How do you do it? So if you like had to solve all of these problems like file discovery, contextual understanding, and then accurate file editing, like we normally as humans we would take a lot of time. Like we'd keep testing, trying again, testing. So the solution they proposed was to create, use Gemini CLI itself as a tool. So the workflow of this is like the first thing is the user gives a high level task to our ADK agent. So let's just say like generate ADK test for, generate unit test for my code. And then the agent using its reasoning capability determines that it needs to analyze the code base. It calls the Gemini CLI tool, and then the tool clones the target code repository and then invokes the Gemini CLI with the user's task as a non-interactive prompt, points it at the cloned source code, and then the Gemini CLI handles the complex work of finding relevant files, analyzing the code, and generating the output. Here it would be like the unit test cases that were asked for the project, and then the result is passed back and then that is displayed. So these are a few things that we have to do before starting, and then this is also done like in the app.py. We have the agent.py, and this is where we are setting all of the sub agents or like sub tools and all of that. So you see that we did take Gemini 2.5 Pro for this, and then yeah, so this is the instructions that we passed, and yeah, this is all about that. And then after that we just run it. So this is the prompt that we're giving: agent, root agent, model, and then the instruction is that you're a world-class software developer and you have a very powerful tool which is nothing but Gemini CLI to help generate etc etc. And then after that we do prepare the runtime environment to run this particular code in our local. So even I use the ADK web, and then the UV run UV icon app server app, and then run it. And this is how you deploy to this is how you build the Docker image and deploy to Cloud Run. So let me just skip and then show you the direct output that we got. So the initial few things was to like set up and then like do the UV sync, install UV, and then after that we had to my storage was full, so I had to like delete a few cache files and all of that. But after that is done, you just like host it using UV run UV icon, and then it gets you like it starts running on a local website, localhost. So then you go to the web preview and then select 8080, that is the port I was running on. So let's just say like I gave hi and then it said it can do like these things like explain code base, generate test plan, generate unit test cases. So I just gave like, can you explain a code base, and then yes, of course. And then I pasted the same code base that was expected, like the same thing that Derek worked on. And then it showed me what all was there in the code base and what folder structure was there, what kind of files are there, and etc. And then I started another workflow. I started try to start another flow where I asked for unit tests for another code base. So I kind of have a project that we did last semester where we were doing intelligent receipt parser and QA system for my queue, and then I gave that link, and then it analyzed, and then it gave me the testing plan, whatever we can do. So if you can see that it gave me like six tests over here, and then even for the chatbot it gave me test files, and even for the utils it gave me text files. And then it later asked me if I wanted like full generate to get full generated code. Let me just say yes. I think that will take some time. So meanwhile we can look at the folder structure. So the app has the init.py and then the agent.py and the server.py. Agent.py is the part which calls the CLI tools. They also like have tests over here, so they probably generated these tests using their own project, I'm guessing. Yeah, so these are the load tests, and then they also have like unit tests. It's just dummy, but yeah, and that is all about that. So this is still running. This is the GitHub repo. We did go through this. Then this is what we also integrated. Oh, let's go back to this. It gave us the generated code. So here is the generated code for the unit test broken down by file. You can see that this is a test app py where we are supposed to have like 6 different test cases here, and then here test chatbot server. I think there were like 2 test cases here, and then chatbot utils. I think there was 1 test case here. So it did generate all of the code also for us. Yeah. So yeah, this is all about the second part of the project. Thank you.